What I'm about to tell you is something I've never shared with anyone before. You believe control is safety. It is a fortress built stone by stone with your hands. Yet, what if the walls you build trap more than they protect? I used to believe that if I could just steer every moment, every outcome, life would bend to my will. But life is not a river to be dammed. It flows beyond our grasp, pulling us whether we resist or surrender. Years ago, I faced a choice. A moment where I clung to the reins, desperate to guide my path, fearing the unknown. The tight grip was suffocating, my mind a fortress barricading against uncertainty. But the harder I held, the more fragile I became. In that moment, I saw a leaf on the river's edge. It did not fight the current. Instead, it floated with grace, turning and twisting, carried effortlessly downstream. It did not control the river. It trusted the river to carry it home. Trust is not a surrender to chaos. It is a quiet acknowledgement that some things are beyond your grasp. It is the stone that holds the riverbed, steady and unmoved, while the water flows freely above. You may ask, how can you stop controlling when the world demands precision, order, and certainty? The paradox is this: by releasing the illusion of control, you find a deeper kind of power. A power born not from resistance, but from acceptance. Consider the oak tree. It does not command the wind. Yet, its roots run deep, anchoring it through every storm. The tree trusts the earth beneath, the sky above, and leans into each gust without breaking. It does not waste strength fighting what it cannot change. Instead, it grows stronger by yielding. Your mind is like that oak. When you try to control every thought, every feeling, you create tension within. But when you observe your thoughts as passing clouds, not commands to obey, calm returns. The storm subsides. This is not passive acceptance. It is the art of wise engagement. Like a skilled sailor who reads the wind, adjusting his sails rather than fighting the sea. You learn to move with the currents of life, not against them. I remember the moment I stopped trying to force outcomes. Instead, I began to trust the process. Each step became lighter. The relentless grip loosened. I found space to breathe, to see clearly, to act with intention instead of reaction. Trust is like water filling an empty vessel. You do not demand it or pour it forcibly. You create the space within yourself to receive what comes, whether it is calm or storm. And in that space, you find peace. You might think that to stop controlling means chaos will reign. But paradoxically, trust brings order. Not the brittle order of iron bars, but the living order of a forest, diverse, resilient, alive. Your life is not a rigid blueprint to be enforced, but a garden to be tended. You plant seeds of effort, water them with patience, and trust the seasons to unfold. Sometimes the sun shines, sometimes the rain falls. Both are necessary. Ask yourself, where do you hold too tightly? What fears drive the need to control? And what would it mean to loosen your grip, even just a little? To trust that the river will carry you, even when the path is unseen? This is the quiet courage. The courage to be vulnerable without collapsing. To stand firm like the oak, while bending with the wind. To be still, and yet flow. When you stop controlling, you stop exhausting yourself. You stop chasing shadows. Instead, you align with the deeper rhythms of existence, the pulse of the earth, the whisper of the wind, the flow of water. This is not a call to passivity. It is an invitation to presence. To awareness. To a trust rooted not in blind hope, but in the steady foundation of your own being. So, let go. Not because you are weak, but because you are wise. Because you see that life's beauty is in its unfolding, not in your grasping. What you control is limited. What you trust is boundless. The river flows. The leaf rides its current. The oak bends with the wind. And you, in this moment, can choose to trust the flow. Let your fortress become a sanctuary, open, strong, and alive. Because in trust, there is freedom. And in freedom, there is peace. Stop controlling, start trusting. The quiet path is yours to walk.